Alright, first and foremost, I don't remember, okay, my name is Joshua Sisk. This is going to be posted on I'm Cuckoo for Quackers with the letter 4 spelled out. Anyways, I'm looking at two different vehicles. I'm either getting a Honda Civic Type R, because it's still got a manual, and then there's another one, a Toyota GR Corolla, which very hesitant on. The package that I looked at, I think, is an aftermarket add-on, but the whole goal for me personally with the vehicle is to get a vehicle that is stationed factory in the premium package, and then don't do any modifications on the outside. The interior is going to be completely remodeled. So let's go ahead and do a performance aroma. Okay, so we'll do a call out to them. Thank you for doing your job. Trucking's a hard business, and with it being, I believe, the 4th. Hold on. Yeah, it's 6:15. So yesterday we had our head honchos, our leaders of our individual community, our head representatives with the state, both financial banking and our mental health well-being. More on the canoe. I'm not even sure if that's a canoe. It's in a Ram truck. Great. 23 model maybe. All right. It comes down to it's more of an office business communique. They really don't care as long as it's working. I don't mean to say it like that, but once you get up in the tier of trials and tribulations with maintaining a organization, whether it be family unit or whatever, you really don't care. And because you're not dipping in, you've got multiple locations you're dealing with. You're gonna cater to the loudest speaking individuals. Now, here's the deal with an RCF: the loudest speaking individuals are usually the highest violators of the rules and regulations, and that's why they're bitching, and they're just trying to get change to happen to show that they've got power. My word counts, which is fine. The community will let them know. There is a clear difference between the meeting we had yesterday and our monthly meeting with our House representative, because after the request for change, no one spoke up. So, because they're like, no, we're gonna make it quite clear who's creating the issues here. But when you come in and look on the day to day, like I'm here on a daily basis, more than the staff itself. I'm on the other side of the fence. The clientele. Let me go ahead and address my communication problems. I mean, it's a hit or miss, but these benzos, I'm going to do the full week, and then I'm not going to do any more after that. The dosage is not what I required. It takes 2 rounds, and it's not shutting off my brain. What it does is like it jellifies your brain. It's nice. I mean, you can take more in, but trying to reroute communication. I'm not a downer person. I've never. It usually shuts me down, even with weed. Well, depending. Never mind. Not getting into that, but what it comes down to is everyone on a day-to-day basis is communicating their problems. Problem number 1 I see is community area time and again is being abused and left to, I clean up my mess for a reason, because I don't want to be a problem. I know at times that I leave stuff out and I step out for a smoke or I go for a walk and come back, but That's different than leaving it there 24/7 and then marking your territory. Additionally, with loud communication, like I'm doing right now, I'm screaming my issues, and it all comes down to it's really present with when cigarettes are low in the community and money is mismanaged. So back to the RCF mindset, it's like you want us to adult, but at the same time, how are we supposed to adult with $80 a month? Get a job, yeah. But when I come home, I'm still dealing with the same issues. And then I get a large lump sum, like from taxes or a rebate. Yeah. You see me adulting, and my idea of adulting is showing you that I can make purchases appropriately to achieve ideas that I want. But what you see in the RCF community is within a few months, they go ahead and flip that shit and get the cash to get cigarettes again. So why not just buy cigarettes then? So with the judge on the 17th, I'm not sure what I'm going to say. There's really no point. I just need to address the business stuff because I think a lot of stuff happened real quick, and it's still I'm trying to empty my cup emotionally, so that way I can do art and work out. But I found with these benzos, I'm only achieving one task at a time, even though my brain's rolling through many different things. And then it's trying to reorganize based on the speed that I'm currently working. All right, so issue number one that was brought up at the meeting yesterday was the times of the breakfast, which is fucking bullshit. All right. Um, it's an adulting issue. I'm not getting to bed until 3, 4 a.m. because I'm online the entire time. And then when you try to wake me up, because we have a staff, I'm going to call Maude Allison, does go around and wake us up like cattle. I mean, that's what it does. She knocks on it. It's breakfast time. It's breakfast time. It's breakfast time. It's breakfast time. Feed your body, feed your mind. She does a little rap. So no one wakes up. She knocks on the door. She does that. I mean, we used to have one caretaker called Jared. Now he would come in and basically shake you. It was annoying as fuck, and we complained and we complained and we got him out. But at the same time, you complain about the one thing, and then want some other. You're wanting catered individuality and respect, but what it come down to, the entire meeting was only called because we got a community complaint based on housing. So my major issue is, all right, I got a nose problem, my nose is leaking. A hygiene problem, which I had said that I'd try to work some stuff, but what it comes down to is just basic routine. I mean, once you get that funk set in, it's hard to get rid of. It doesn't, whatever. Additionally, all medications such as gabapentin, benzos and whatever, you're making a decision. Like, you just don't feel like doing it. It is a literal fucking fight because it's like, I want to stay here in the conversation. I don't want to go back to bed. I know if I do that, I take myself out of there. And what is it for? Because it's just going to grow back. You get in this very negative whatever. Now, I know I can push through that. I know I can do that. Like, I've been fighting push-ups and stuff because I was trying to build up tolerance. Because I know what will happen is that I get that exercise bloat, and then people start talking, oh, what's going on here, and so I try to avoid that. I try to do it the other way. But secondary issue is like they were making a comment because they're like, this dude stirs up the entire community with information that has nothing to do with him. So this other clientele, which that's what he does, he steps up, he says his point. He's like, this is a problem that I need catered respect, yada yada yada. So, but in reality, his subconscious was letting us know it's like that had nothing to do with the community. So, It's more of a personal drive. He wants to be acknowledged. I want to be acknowledged. So, but now I get a small fucking cup of coffee. I mean, they reel in the thing. Like, what the fuck, man? Every Tuesday and no, I ain't right now. All right, I'll cut my mouth shut on that. Tasks get behind. That's why the reason why it was from 5 to 5:30. That was it. Because it's going to be a railroad hectic mess from 7. The shift change is not going to be able to effectively communicate information from one shift to another. That's it. It needs to go back to the way it was, or it needs to shoot up to 4:30 so then people have fucking time. Um, that's just it. Additionally, community areas need to be clean. We need to stop claiming territory. Leaving cups there is one thing. If you leave your shit in one spot and then go sit in another spot or go outside and then lay down and razzle-dazzle with the community, I mean, I'm an offender of that too, so hold on. Screen goes dead after 10 minutes, so if I don't touch the screen. So it's just going to create stress throughout the day because then the next shift is all stressed out. And then additionally, the prior shift has to stay until they get their stuff done. So you're paying more money for that simple change is what it comes down to. I'm not going to argue that. It's just a financial decision. It's like, it becomes, and I understood the stance there. It's like we're going to always take the client side because that's where the money's coming from. All right, we'll make adjustments to the whatever. No, on a single staff basis, you cannot do that. It's a give and take. All right, we ain't cleaning our asses. We ain't picking up the community area. At no point should we be catered to. That is not the issue. The fact that you're not getting breakfast because you ain't waking up because you stayed up the night before, you not getting breakfast is the reason why you ain't showering on a regular basis. Well, I'm showering. That's why I get to talk, right? No, there's other things. You also tend to razz up the community to stress them out, so they don't want to do other stuff. So because you're the worst offenders, so I guess I'm the worst offender here. I don't give a shit about the time. You're going to either have to adjust the shift schedule, but you can't do that because the meds changed. I mean, it's quite obvious. It was institutionalized for a reason. I mean, it's insane that we have to have breakfast at 5 a.m., but it was issued at 5:30. But most of the staff, everyone gets up at 5. Now everyone's all afraid they're going to get fired and whatever, so they're sticking to rule set. That is stressful as fuck. I mean, I ain't a fucking cattle. That's not, and this ain't a bad RCF, but we have clientele that are BJC oriented. I don't know about Southeast Missouri Behavioral Health, their system, and I think there's another one in the area as well. Hygiene needs to be brought up with the caretaker or the case managers. BJC now has a home health care worker. Hygiene is part of it. That is their job. All right, ride them. Okay, do not ride your staff harder because they're fucking getting paid. All right, they ain't doing shit. So they type on a piece of paper once every 3 months. Make them fucking earn their money. So everyone's got a category in their system labeled for the same shit. So we have another one. I guess everyone just doesn't feel acknowledged. And the only way people feel acknowledged around here is getting money and cigarettes. And that ain't a fucking thing. We have one individual that was making great strides or made hard choices. But as soon as that little engine choo-chooed out, I hear across the board from everyone, I'm bored. I'm bored. Then fucking figure something out. So they start looking stuff up and they're like, well, I can't do anything without money. Well, figure out something that you can handle that has no money and that you can do it. Express what's going on in your internal mind. You think picking up another hobby is going to stop the internal thought process. It ain't. All right, you got to learn how to incorporate the positive aspects of that negative thought flow. into your next adventure. So I don't know. The whole point of my personal persuasion was, I don't know. I really don't. I don't go too far like this. I want more food. There is absolutely no protein. Probably about 2 grams of protein. Well, that's all you need. No, no, that's not all you need when you're dropping weight. Well, you don't need to be smoking. Well, you don't need to be in my life then. So, then tell me what the fuck to do and then starve my ass. That way my metabolism drops down to nothing, and then I got to start over from ground one. I'm already dealing with these benzos, but that wasn't what I wanted. All right, they said, well, their hands are tied. They can only do this route. Well, I firmly don't believe that. I firmly believe that was a personal choice and a safety measure, so that way they can keep their fucking job. So, hey, bird, how you doing, buddy? Oh, that's something I gotta. I like to talk to animals. They nice. I mean, you can tell when they're like, oh, me. I'm like, yeah, you. And then I'll reinstitutionalize some hand gestures or some words. And then it's like one of those things. Well, I didn't know. Well, maybe he's talking to me, yeah, and maybe they don't understand the full statement. Like the call. They know bird talk, but like they go, okay, he keeps repeating this thing. Maybe that's his calling thing. What does that mean? So, if they got consciousness, they now working it. They now working the smartest tool in the room. So I gotta get my drink company. All right, no. We gotta stick to the house. If you're gonna lie, all right. If you want to ask for a cigarette, you get the cigarette. No one needs to know anything after that. You don't overload them with problem and problem again. The reason why you're doing problem and problem again is because you're gonna ask again and again and again. You're like, I ain't gonna change. I ain't gonna change. Now, there's a certain point when someone hands out a cigarette is to keep your mouth shut. They don't want to hear the problem, but they're going to do the cordial thing and follow your flow for a little bit until someone steps in. So, and then you get pissed off when someone steps in because I was complaining. I had my time to shine. No one wants to hear your shit. All right, all right. They really don't care, especially with the system the way it's set up. So, I mean, they care within reason, but if you're giving them negative shit, I mean, come on, man. If you ain't listening to the opposite side of the conversation, maybe there's a deeper problem, but it ain't. It ain't. It's usually exactly what was said by the other person. There ain't no dum-dums. You keep having this recurring problem, there's a reason. You ain't following your physical body's restrictive measures based on medications. So let's just say that. So, and that's what I'm going to cue it off at. So everyone keeps asking, they're like, you doing your drink company? I'm like, I ain't going to explain to you my shit. You're supposed to be increasing without the information I have. You're supposed to be creating a solution, not coming to me with your problems. That's not what this is about. All right? I will, within reason, help out, but if you ain't gonna listen, there's no fucking point. And I understand each day's anew. So, but some days I don't. I gotta fix myself. I don't like being a doll all the time. I really don't. And then when I do the same thing with when I'm not adulting. When I go back, most of these guys want to be, and you can hear it in their conversation. You can see it. They get excited when they go back to that time when they didn't have to worry about anything. And they know if they railroad their money and they railroad whatever, they can get to that point for a brief moment. They love it. But trying to manage back to an adult, that's a different thing. With that being said, I'll give you a case in point. So I've been looking for my first penthouse given by my grandmother in a little handshake motion. So not dirty by any means. It was just like, he's at that point. I'll go ahead and deal with the situation. Josh, go clean out the trash. Magazine was handed over. I knew exactly what to do. I'd get that home and take care of myself. So I finally got a digital copy. I want to get an actual copy though, but with that being said, it's not a nostalgia thing. I want to reestablish a new memory based off of that current moment because I was so supercharged with unbeknownst to me. So that way I have a back channel of communication to my childhood self. Rick and Morty did it best. They hid in the closet. All right, so it's like that's kind of fucked up. It is, but it's me. It's my body. I do what I want. Now, what I'm doing to someone else's body while looking at the magazine, that's going to be on them. I want to make it quite clear that I want to do some fucked up shit. So, additionally, there's another one that's called Backwards Bitches. I haven't been able to find. It's a video. It's a lesbian one. The closest one I found was some of the scenes. So, in that industry back in the day, they used to, no-name companies used to make their own titles and steal shit and distribute it. I think it's one of those, but it was called Backwards Bitches. And then on the backside says, these bitches are backwards. So they like to do it the wrong way. So something of that nature. And there's one scene in particular where it's a caveman futuristic shower scene. I don't know how else to explain it. So if you find it, hit it up online, send it to my people. I'll find it. Then I'll be able to do my shit. So I'm just wanting my fucking coffee. I'm not trying to distract. I'm trying to give enough information to help out everyone across the line. But from an office standpoint, you're just trying to satisfy the clientele. That's where the money's coming in. That's how we keep the engine rolling. Problem is the clientele that's not speaking up. It is what it is. Actions speak louder than words. You gotta always fall back on that in these situations. So before you make a rash decision to show power and, I'm the queen of the nest. So we're learning. It'll be a new day. I'm gonna bitch today as much as I can. So I'm gonna play with the volleyballs, if you know what I'm saying, big ones with the boys. We're gonna tag team back again. So and then apparently we're doing a water scene. I don't know, some sorority video on our security camera. I don't know why the ladies wants us men to get all gay up in here, but I'll get down. I know how to suck cock. Like they said, sheep herders don't wear pants with zippers because those sheep can hear it a mile away. Take your lessons learned, figure it out. I'm done. I gotta finish this art project while I've got my mind clear. And then I was also working on a book, and I did it orally here, all over you, in your face and your ear holes. But a life lessons that I learned. So I haven't been able to organize it, and then I roll back into that's not what I want to be. So providing this as a CC0, I may do some written stuff for page things, but I get to right over a halfway point, and I'm like, this ain't me. I don't want to be known as this. I want the information to be known that I know it, but this is for someone else's game. It's an easy pull for cash. So money ain't gonna be an issue for me. It never has. I know people. I call in favors when I need to, but with the new people into my network, they realize that I don't have another fucking network. You ain't talking to them. Well, I am talking to them. I talk to them all the time, so you just don't know. That ain't your position to know that. I told you how I've done it all the way through, so. Well, how do you carry on a relationship and trust? It's called trust. It's trust 100%. So I know what I'm doing. I know my family. I know my network. I know my friends. I know my business association, my constituents. So I know when to make a move and when not to make a move. And the thing is there's certain individuals which I trust so well, they don't have to justify their move. I just know to follow. So that's what it comes down to. So They're like, you can't do that. You can't just write. You built up trust. No. I trust them more than you. That's what it comes down to. There's a hierarchical situation. That's it. So, and I know my cue set from other individuals through AI and whatever. I don't need a fucking phone to do this. I mean, I will be reminded time and again. Case in point, I ain't going into that stalker situation with the camera, and I followed it, and then I found out there was a little handshake with the little karmatic experience, and I'm supposed to just ignore that shit. And of course my mind's running. It's like, what am I supposed to, who there, all this stuff. And I understand it's the fourth, it's all that stuff. During holidays and stuff, people pop so quick, you can shove information through, but they always need someone in the back channel to make sure it's verified and documented. So outside of the current understanding of the network security protocols. So, anyways, we all got our guy that's watching, so our gal. Problem is we don't know what's going through their head, and we don't know their cue sets at all times. But you'll immediately figure it out within a few steps. Dodge Charger, 2 stripes, white, black. Yeah, I gotta go work on my poster board. Talk to you later. God bless everything. Family first. Okay. You're dealing with a bunch of people that know timing all too well. They don't know how to explain it. Their family does know that they tend to queue up whenever their internal monologue changes because they have been told to sit in the corner so long to watch what's going on. Now, they get razzed up when you're razzed up, and they know when they're being lied to, but they will double down because that's what they were trained, that's what they were taught. So we're trying to break some bad habits. So, anyways, I'm out of smoke, and I don't want to just sleep. Never mind. I'm not getting into the day-to-day. Be safe. Hug your family. Kiss them if that's your Italian way. Keep it super simple with the life lessons you have to learn at dinner, and then try again tomorrow. That's it. Very simple. So, God bless. 4th of July. May the 4th be with you. That's 2 months off, idiot. Yeah. No, but I'm right. You blow shit up. So I talked to my case manager, and I found some lighter fluid in the closet, if you know what I'm saying. So I figured I'd find some money, pedal some footwork, use my hands to, we'll just say text, but I'm going to call it hand jobs, to get some money so I can have my beer. And I'm just going to light that fucking a dumpster on fire. Won't light it, so it's going to blaze so high. I'm going to walk off campus and drink on some benzos. Fuck everyone and their rules. They don't know me. So it's going to be so beautiful. You're going to see it from miles away. And the wind ain't too bad, so I ain't got to worry about it blowing over and burning houses down. You know how California is. All about the lights. Talk to you later. God bless.